Hello, Rise Up Visionaries. I'm Susan May, and I'm here to share my journey and random ramblings to inspire you to tune into your intuition so you can continue your journey of unplugging. So here we are, it's Thursday, and I'm continuing this theme of vitamin C and illness and what it can do for our health as we lead up to my big um, opening vitamin C challenge. It's the first time I'm ever running this challenge. I'm getting more and more excited every day as more people sign up, and I am just thrilled because I have a vision for it, and that vision is to keep things simple for people and to help them establish a habit and to get curious about their own body and to experiment and to realize how powerful vitamin C can be in their lives, and so they can experience this level of health that me and my family and my loved ones have been experiencing for the past 4 or 5 years. And so I want to share with you how I got started on this journey and why I am so passionate. Although that might be more tomorrow, the why I'm so passionate part. So to my best knowledge, this whole thing began with a post on Facebook, and I remember very clearly reading this post, and I found it. I can still find it today, and it was by my dear friend Theo Farmer, who you all hear me talk about because he is another vitamin C lover and passionate person. He actually recently told me he thinks he's addicted to vitamin C because he needs so much of it, because for him, he's a hard worker. Um, he farms, and he has found that it takes away aches and pains. So he takes vitamin C all day long, very, very high doses. And you can hear more from him in that interview I did with him on my YouTube channel. So anyways, I came across this post from Theo Farmer, and he actually in the post called himself the vitamin C troll. And this was December 31st, 2016. 2016. So it was almost 2017. So yes, we're going on 5 years. Pretty much exactly 5 years ago. And he posted about this method that he calls honey spoons. And he explained how you can mix ascorbic acid, the powder, with honey. And he recommended manuka honey because manuka honey also has like antimicrobial properties that are really good for us. And it's really great for kids because they like to eat it. It's like that sweet and sour. And so he described how he made these honey spoons up for his grandchildren when they had a pretty nasty flu virus. They were coughing, they're hacking, and he just mixed it up like equal parts. Like take a tablespoon of manuka honey, a tablespoon of ascorbic acid, and you mix it, and then they just eat it, and they like it. And they take it until their symptoms subside. And I think that that is the part that really caught my interest, this idea that you could take enough vitamin C until the symptoms subside. So I'm going to just quick show you this post, and I can share it even later too, because I just quick searched Theo Farmer. Look, there it is. There's the picture of the honey spoons. And you could see that it was shared 407 times since then. Um, so I'm not sure if I was friends with him or if someone else shared it. I don't remember. But all I know is that it piqued my interest. And somehow I got on a path. And it was a slow path, okay? It's not like I all of a sudden overnight was like, oh, I'm going to start chugging vitamin C. No, that's not how it happened. Eventually, I did make my way over to this orthomolecular vitamin C group that I am on now, um, that I that Katie Gironda, I believe, started. She owns Revitalize Wellness and sells really great orthomolecular products. Orthomolecular means using vitamins for your health. Um, and so basically, that story made me very curious. And I think this is something that I have struggled with is I don't understand how people aren't curious. When I hear stories, because I got on that group of people saying, oh, I take so much vitamin C till the cold symptoms go away. And then I keep taking it, and I can stop a cold in its track. I'm like, what? I can stop a cold in its track? I hate colds. I don't know about you guys, but when I can't breathe, when I'm coughing, when the mucus is like going on your throat and you're itching and like your eyes are watering. I mean, I know a cold is not the end of the world, but gosh, I really, really, really don't like being sick with a cold. And so this idea was just astounding to me. I was like, this is great. So I started experimenting. We started getting vitamin C. We tried the honey spoons a little bit. Eventually, I learned how to just take it in water. I have a great story about the first time that I accidentally flushed, which means I took so much vitamin C that I had runny number twos. I know that's a little gross, but when you talk vitamin C, you're going to be talking about gas, and you're going to be talking about going to the bathroom, number two, because that's what happens. And the funny part is that people who try to kind of malign vitamin C, or people that give it to their kids try to make it out like, oh, that they're hurting their kids, they're torturing them, they're making them have explosive diarrhea or something, which is like the furthest thing from the truth. And it's a complete misunderstanding of how you do it and what actually happens and how vitamin C heals. It heals, it stops acute illnesses, and when people know how to use it correctly, they are no longer fearful of viruses. It is so, so powerful. And we have seen it in our family over and over again. At this point, it's kind of like we have a vitamin C culture almost in our family. All of my kids drink it. My husband, there's always vitamin C jokes. There's always gas jokes going around. And but we couldn't be happier. We are so healthy, and it's just awesome. And I just want to share it with everyone. So that's how it started for me. I'm not going to get into all the detailed stories, but with our kids, we have found that the Revitalized Wellness products, they love them because she makes flavored mixes, like a fruit punch and a raspberry are the two favorites in our family. But this is the same thing that has been true for me for all of the major, like, um, when I got off of the mainstream path, okay? Like, if I picture the mainstream as like a super highway and it's paved, this is the image in my head. And all these cars, this is where the majority of society is. Like, we're all going super fast and it's smooth for the most part. There might be some potholes, but whatever. But the real adventure is when you veer off into, like, how often are on those highways are there like these um, forests, right, that are just wooded and they're full of vines and they're these thick underbrush. Like, you probably can't even walk through there. You need like a machete. Maybe if you're lucky, someone else has gone before you and there's a small path. But every time I've gotten off that mainstream paved highway and gone off into the brush of the alternative world, um, it has been stories. Stories have inspired me every time. When I learned about natural family planning, that couple that came to talk to my husband and I, not just to us, but a whole group of us that were doing pre-Cana, preparing to be married in the Catholic Church, um, they were so passionate about natural family planning, which basically means you don't use any chemical or barrier birth control. They were extremely passionate, and that story ignited my curiosity. Again, I didn't immediately jump into it, but it stuck with me. And a year later, when I was ready, I dove into that. And I have been using NFP now for um, 17 years, since before our daughter was conceived. Um, then childbirth. The childbirth stories, natural childbirth, the stories are unbelievable. If you want to enjoy giving birth, if you want to look forward to giving birth, start reading some Ina May Gaskin. Unbelievable, beautiful stories. Unschooling stories. These families are living the life that I wanted to live. Beautiful, beautiful stories of families learning how to undo the programming that had been put into us since we were babies by mainstream culture and by public education, and to learn to just value the relationship, and that no, we don't always have all the perfect answers, but we work together, that we're partners in life. um, so yeah, and then vitamin C, of course. Stories are so powerful. Keeping your curiosity alive is so important. And I made a little joke in my post here. I don't care how many cats have died, the old expression, curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity is so important. And if you haven't felt curious in a while, I really encourage you and implore you to try and look at something new from a new perspective and to get curious. Like, why does someone think that? That weird thing that I think there's no way that can be true. That's the opposite of truth. Get curious. Curiosity, it could just bring us all together, because when we get curious, it takes the place of being like self-righteous or angry. Curious is open. It's like a little tickle inside, or a little itch, or a little, you know, we want to know more. Um, and so that is my vitamin C journey. Started with a story and some curiosity, and then a lot of experimenting and being open to trying things and being willing to take a risk, which are all like really important skills, I think, in leading a fulfilling life, a fun life. And yeah, you can see I just love talking about this stuff. Again, I am so excited about this vitamin C challenge. I cannot wait to get started on Monday. We are going to kick off with a Zoom on Monday night, and we are everyone's joining the group, and we're getting our vitamin C, and it's going to be fun. So I would love to have you join us. Please drop a comment or message me if you want more information. I have been dropping the link here and there for the sign up. Facebook doesn't love links that lead outside, so please message me. Um, yeah, I appreciate you all. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you how vitamin C changes the world, how it can and it does change the world. And this is how passionate I am about vitamin C. I love you all. Remember, be bold, be brave, be you, because who else is there to be? I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you're having a great week.